It was an animal attack, spin-off episode selected.
Look at us, hive mind,
Yeah.
Stepford Cuckoo.
We're linked up, babe. Oh, I just finished NYX, which Sophie Cuckoo was in, so that's also funny. I just finished it yesterday.
She's my favorite because, as you know, when Quentin Quire tried to use the Phoenix Force to bring her back to life,
And she said, "Ew."
her barely reconstructed corpse took one look at him, went ew, and went back to the grave.
That's so funny. He's in the main X-Men line right now, and funnily, he and EDA Okonkwo are on the same team. They are not together, but they are acknowledging the fact that they're exes from the like post-Lights era, from the like Jean Grey School era. So that's kind of fun.
He dated Oya?
Yes, they were like the main ship, I think, in that era.
Hate that for her. But anyway.
Me too. So glad it was one and done, and she's moved past that man. But anyway.
Gosh, I never would have thought Quentin Quire would become such a mainstay of the broader X-Men family.
A lot of people would agree, but unfortunately here we are. Once they said he was an Omega level telepath, it was over. But that Omega thing's out the door now. They're saying that Charles Xavier's an Omega now, which was never the case, so I don't know.
Yeah,
From the Ashes
the
is a
thing
weird time.
At some point, they decided every one of the really powerful telepaths would just be called Omega. Because I know at one point they were calling Emma one, and I was like,
That's
I thought
not
Jean was meant to be special.
So it's Jean, right? And then for whatever reason, Quentin, and we just sort of went, okay, fine, I guess he can get into, like, he's struggling in any other capacity as a straight white man, but all right. And then they were like, no, Charles, no, Emma. And it's like, guys, they can be really powerful telepaths without being Omegas. Omega
You
just means
know?
you have no upper limit. That does not mean you are always accessing the upper limit. They can be non-Omegas and be really powerful.
We can't all be, OP Mary Sue's. Some
You
of
know?
us can just be like really, really good.
Like, wild stuff. Anyway, enough about X-Men.
But anyway, I was like, is this? I can see what's happening.
Yeah.
And they don't have a clue.
What's that song?
That's Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King.
That's what it is. Today I told somebody the song Kiss the Girl, there's another song that's in that same realm, but I couldn't remember. Another Disney
You
song.
say that, those are called Disney love songs.
Right,
You say
yes.
that every time one comes up. You're like, sha-la-la-la-la.
Exactly. I start singing Kiss the Girl. It's not that song at all.
Do you know A Whole New World from
Yes,
Aladdin?
I know A Whole New World.
Oh,
That
okay.
used to be
At
the
least.
reference until Kiss the Girl.
As long as your go-to Jasmine and Aladdin duet is not the Jasmine and Aladdin thing from Descendants?
Twisted?
Is that what it is? Oh, it's
Take off
Twisted.
your clothes.
No, that other thing. What was the...
Which one?
There was something. It can't be Descendants because they wouldn't be teens. There was something where...
Oh, it's Aladdin.
Yes, where is that from?
It was Descendants. It's Descendants 5 or whatever.
Oh, I did not watch that far. I'm going to have to go back and see why that happens.
They're saying call us Aladdin, but the audio, for whatever reason, how it's mastered, it sounds like they're saying, oh, it's Aladdin.
Oh, it's Gillette.
Which is so real. It's Aladdin, bitch. Let's get up. Oh, it's so cringy, but I love it so much. How far did you watch Stranger Things, by the way?
I watched Stranger Things until the last season, which at the time of recording was like 3 years ago.
Right, season 4. Was that 4 or was that 3?
4,
It doesn't
season
matter.
4.
The most recent one,
Yeah.
Vecna.
Vecna, yes.
Do you remember in that latest season when suddenly they're like hinting that, ooh, maybe Nancy and Steve Harrington could be picking things up again? And you're sort of like, why?
Yeah. I'm like, listen, I was never necessarily on Team Jonathan or Team Steve.
I didn't care for it.
I actually liked the subversion at the end of season 1 where it's like, yeah,
Steve's
she
not
ends things
evil.
still being with this jock who's not actually that much of an asshole. He does some jerkish things, but fine, whatever, teenage boy. Then in season 2, it's like, actually, no, this relationship is frivolous. She's meant to be with Jonathan. She breaks up with Steve. And I was like, okay, weird, but I can accept it. Fine.
I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was like they don't have a lot in common when it comes down to it, and she's got more important things in her mind. And for whatever reason, she clicked with the emo kid who was stalking her. That's not my business.
And it's fine. They struggle to find something for Steve to do. They then tie him to Dustin, and that's whatever it is.
That's where he's best, when he's the mom of all these kids.
To then go back on your word and then be like, but actually, what if maybe Nancy and Steve rekindled things? I'm like, what are we doing?
And Maya Hawke was the Rose from the sidelines being like, oh, don't you just love it when like the relationship wasn't the right time, but then later onwards you like pick things up? It's like, okay, I don't know which Stancy Stan got into the writer's room, snuck in, finally got the credentials to be like, I get to write on a Netflix show now and realize my dreams. So we have to artifice some hurdles for them.
Artifice. I don't know if you know that quote.
I will investigate every facet. Jamie Campbell Bower, you will always be famous. Actually, you're not really famous right now, but we love you. 3 different, like, Grindelwald, whatever that vampire, Caius? Is he Caius in
Caius, yes.
Twilight? And, what's his name?
Jace?
Blonde asshole. Jace, Wayland, Morgenstern, Lightwood, Herondale. Our favorite angsty boy. Go back and watch the Mortal Instruments movie. It's a disaster, but some of the dialogue and the delivery is so good.
I mean,
It's hilarious.
maybe if you've read the books, it looks worse.
Let me not pretend that the books are a masterpiece of some kind. But yes, in the terms of adaptation, I think it could have been better. And somehow it makes the incest of that book worse.
It does?
Which is hard to do. I don't want to get into Mortal
It's fine. It's fine. We don't have to get into
We'll talk
it.
about it later.
2 victims in North Carolina who have similar names. One is named Sarah Nelson McGowan, and the other one is named Sarah Jane Nelson. And then they're like, that's funny. I hadn't realized this. It's very reminiscent of a plot beat in the first Terminator film, which I don't think you've seen.
I have not. I've seen the second one, true to form. I've also seen a little bit of the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Of course. But Skynet is not so smart. Skynet was like, I'm going to send this robot back in time to murder the mother of the leader of the resistance. But I'm kind of not going to give him any more info other than her name and the city that she lives in.
Oh, good.
That's it.
It's a good thing it's a unique name like Sarah Connor. She'll be very easy to find.
I'm like, I guess the Terminator can assume she's white, given that John Connor is white, but that's it.
Safe. Adoption does not exist in the 80s.
Because it's the 80s, the Terminator just goes to a phone book, looks up all the Sarah Connors in town, and systematically just goes to their houses and shoots them in the face. So what happens is the Sarah Connor, I'm not sure which one happens first, but she's at a place at a certain time when she hears that, a person named, I think her roommate might call her to tell her that, someone named Sarah Connor was killed the other day. And Sarah's like, that's weird. And roommate's like, yeah, she's got your name, isn't that freaky? And she's like, okay, strange, whatever. Then Sarah goes to work, and later that day she sees on the news that, another different woman named Sarah Connor was found killed. And she's like, wait, 2 women with my name died in like the last 24 hours?
Immediate alarm
Okay,
bells.
this is weird.
Immediately.
So it's very much that kind of a thing.
Have I ever talked to you about the Victorious to Sam and Cat transition and how I felt about that? About how in Victorious, Cat Valentine is one of 6 characters, and so her whole vibe and the humor around Cat is like a 1/6 of the overall show, and so it's like good in that dosage. But when you get to Sam and Cat and she's like half the leading force of the show, it's suddenly incredibly obnoxious and like too much.
I've never watched Sam and Cat, so I wouldn't know.
It's probably why I've never mentioned
Honestly, just the idea of that show seems so insane to me.
You know what? The theme song was fun.
I really must watch Sam and Cat one day. I need to fully understand. But first, I need to go back and binge Victorious so that I can see the difference between the two cats.
You need to first see, you need to see pre-lobotomy and post-lobotomy Cat, and then you need to then see post-lobotomy Cat when she's one of the 2 leads of her own show.
With Sam, who was never the most stable person in her own original show either.
So that's the thing, is that this Sam weirdly becomes the straight man of the pair because Cat is so ridiculous. And Sam, of the iCarly cast, is the last one you would call the straight man in the scene. She's rarely the most like reasonable person. There's usually particular episodes where she's difficult to believe by other characters when she is being the straight man because it is so unorthodox. And that's what's fun about it. But when you put her next to Cat, she has to drives the story. She has to make the plans. She has to be reasonable while Kat's going full insane next to her. It's crazy, and that's why the show didn't last.
That is actually such a good comparison. Yeah.
It's not how I feel about Stefan in this moment, but there's that anti-abortion comic that was going around.
I was gonna say the same thing. I recently saw a tweet about it, like, going viral, and I was like, as you say, this is not the energy of Stefan.
No,
but
no, no,
it's
no.
impossible not to think of that.
Very much the same energy.
I love that people were clowning on it, though. I was like, deserved.
Oh, it's so good. Just fully hallucinating this 5-year-old boy who you've never, like, this was like, I'm so sorry to be blunt about it, maybe 1-2 month old fetus. It's like, how did you imagine this full child? And you have a name for him and everything.
And much like the man in the, what would you call it?
In that
meme?
comic.
In that insane comic. It's like, Stefan, you didn't know the sex of this child.
Right? Why is it a boy automatically? When did you buy these building blocks, my guy? Oh, God.
Especially given how early a pregnancy has to be terminated legally. It's like, I don't think you would have done all this. But okay.
This is post your learning about the abortion, and then you went and bought a set of kids' playthings and just play with them to induce this hallucination, I guess, and then be mad after.
People were just talking about the mental illness of, imagine coming home from work and finding your man just playing with toys on the floor, fully hallucinating a child he never met.
At home because he doesn't have a job, right? It's just like between jobs and you're sustaining him, and this is the shit you have to deal with. Oh my God.
But of course, as we say, nothing to do with Stefan. It's what comes to mind.
Jack O'Connell, who I first saw in... I've not seen anything he's in. I'm aware that he's been in Skins, which I know of asthmatically. I saw him in a Graham Norton episode when I used to religiously watch the Graham Norton Show in the mid-2010s. And he's in an episode with Dame Judi Dench. If you haven't seen the Graham Norton Show, it's one of the most brilliant formats of like primetime television, like interview stuff. Like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy?
Forget all of them.
Jimmy Neutron.
I don't know what they're doing. Watch the Graham Norton Show and see an absolute legend at putting actors from like the starlit screen, from Hollywood glitz and glamour A-list, also B-list actors, television actors, and then like homegrown English and Irish actors who are like doing big locally or like not just breaking into the like Hollywood scene, and putting them all next to each other on a couch and being like, these are our guests of varying like levels of acclaim and popularity, having the most brilliant banter and inquiring like questions, making all his guests feel so comfortable. There's an episode with Matt Damon, Hugh Bonneville, and I forget who the third actor was, where this is the thing too, is that he gives them alcohol. They start downing alcohol. Matt Damon out loud about 40 minutes in, after some of the craziest shenanigans you've seen, he refers to himself, because this was at the latest Bourne movie, refers to himself as Jason Bond, and then he says, and James Bourne will be appearing too, and everyone laughs. He says this is the best time he's ever had on a talk show. Graham Norton's brilliant. To that point, they have Jack O'Connell and Dame Judi Dench next to each other in that moment. At the time, he was promoting a war movie, I think, but he had also played a skinhead in a previous show, so they had pictures and stuff of it. And then in Skins, I think there's a shot of just his bare behind, and he has a tattoo, so they show that, and Dame Judi Dench was very scandalized, but maybe a little bit aroused. And it was just a very fun dynamic, and that was the first time I saw Jack O'Connell, and then I saw him in Sinners.
Dickon Tarley 1.0, who I instantly recognized when he was in Game of Thrones as Cormac McLagan.
Oh, yes. Is he the one who gets replaced by number one from the Umbrella
Number
Academy?
one, Luther Hargreaves.
Oh,
yes.
That's unfortunate for him. He got upgraded. I like that actor. He's fun. Except he's playing a character in Peacemaker now who I find insufferable, even though I've never seen the show, and nobody could shut up about him for like a whole year. That 1 year when Peacemaker season 1 came out, I was just like, I can never see you in anything again now without seeing that character.
I have not watched Peacemaker. It's one of the many DC shows where it's like, you got a show before Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Damn, guys.
Yeah.
She's one of the big three.
John Cena as Peacemaker, everyone's favorite anti-something. I don't super know what he does. Oh, he's playing Vigilante, is who Cormac McLagan's actor, I used to know his name, is playing.
Vigilante of
Arrow fame.
Wasn't Vigilante the nice guy from She-Hulk?
Yeah. Wait, the nice guy from She-Hulk? Oh, no. So that was a trick.
No.
It was a red herring that he might be Vigilante, and he turned out to be Prometheus. And Vigilante was actually a genuine Vigilante. He was like an anti-hero who was like, I'm trying to protect the city. He was like season 1 Arrow. It's like, I'm shooting up fools who are trying to do wrong.
I see.
And he was the new Black Canary's ex-partner / love interest who had a missing eye from the incident that killed him and gave her powers.
Oh, yes.
Well, not gave her powers. She was a metahuman.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I've only watched Arrow once. through one time. I don't think I have it in me to ever go back.
I remember it very vividly because it was the first good season in a little bit. It was like season 2, everybody loved, and then we kind of waffled with Ra's al Ghul because oof. And then season 4, nobody liked, even though I liked Damien Dark. And then we got the Prometheus season. Prometheus!
It's funny because
Josh Segarra.
That guy, just the way he was playing Prometheus, he just had this way of talking, and I think we'd come right off the whole what is his name, Sebastian Blood season, where it was like, presented himself as like this political ally, then turned out to be one of the season's villains. So as soon as that guy showed up, we were like, he's
gotta be a bad guy. I'm sorry.
And every sentence he says just like dripping with like these undertones of malevolence. And then like every other role I've seen that actor play, his voice is exactly the same, but he's so kind.
He's such a sweetie.
And it comes through. I'm like, oh wow.
He's got such a big smile too. He's such a darling. As Pug in She-Hulk, oh my god. Everyone who had left Arrow going into She-Hulk, which is a big overlap because DC Marvel was waiting for him to be a bad guy because they'd been so burned by Prometheus. It was so funny. Just a sweetheart. Just a good guy.
Such a sweetheart. Also works in like the Department of Education or whatever.
In Abbott.
In Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
The song you should have been playing, CW, was Why Do You Build Me Up, Buttercup Baby, Just to Let Me Down.
I thought that song was local, by the way. The first version I heard was by Mean Mr. Mustard, who I think is a local band.
Oh, are they?
But there's an older version by the Beatles?
I think it's
one of those
Plantations?
Somebody.
Temptations? I don't know. Something.
Is it
something
the Temptations?
ancient.
Oh. Let me actually Google Mean Mr. Mustard to make sure.
Mean Mr. Mustard was also the first one that I heard growing up. And then when I went to Google it and I found out that, it's a cover by this ancient song from like the 50s. I was like, okay, so what version did I hear? Then I discovered a version which I mistakenly thought was the one I had heard growing up, which was by a combination of McFly and a band called Busted, who were calling themselves McBusted.
Love that.
And I was like, no, I swear I remember someone on KTV saying Mean Mr. Mustard. There's no way I heard McBusted as Mean Mr. Mustard. I can't be that crazy.
But like bastard or busted like the bird?
Busted.
Like the bird.
Busted.
Gotcha.
Like the bird?
Yeah, Bustard. There's a bird called a bustard.
No, busted like... Busted caught you.
Busted on you, like the Phineas and Ferb song.
Yes!
Okay, cool. I'm back on track.
Love it. So I should have swelled it out with that song.
Yeah, frankly. So here's what happened. The Mean Mr. Mustard is a South African band. So that rock version of Why Do You Build Me Up is by a South African rock band called Mean Mr. Mustard. There is a song by the Beatles called Mean Mr. Mustard, which I assume is where they got their name.
Oh.
I don't know how legally they managed that, but fair.
Well, I really liked their cover. Reina, Elena, I see you. It's especially easy for me because I come from a culture where the language doesn't have any L's, and so when you transliterate stuff, often you just replace the L with an R.
Yeah.
It's very Japanese-like.
I was going to say there's a couple of languages that I think that do that in terms of whatever the word for anglicization is in that language.
It did get a bit awkward one time when I just happened to hear my relatives, because I was a teenager and teenagers, they're like dirty minds. I heard my relatives talking about elections, but there's no L. So while they're speaking, they were like, erection. And I was like, okay.
That's good. That's good. In mine, it's a lot of the vowel sounds that shift. That'll probably be very similar to yours. It's just a lot of fun in pronouncing English words, but with the vowel sounds of your native tongue. The one that's always stuck up the most is determined. A lot of people I know say determined.
Yes.
And I just find that so beautiful.
1 second. There are...
Please take it down.
There are 2 flies. I'm trying to release them into the wild.
That's fair. I wasn't going to mention it. There's a dead bee in my living room that I'm just very anxious about. It's not affecting me, but it's just here.
Wait, it's dead and it's making you anxious?
Yeah, because I know it's there and I'm like, it could be dead or it could have passed out and I didn't clock it properly and it could wake up at any moment. So...
Do bees pass out?
I don't know. I don't know enough about bees. So...
Okay, flies are gone. I could ignore it when it was just 1, and then I realized, no, it's 2, and I was like, no, ew, I
That's
can't.
fair. That's fair.
You need to go.
There were 2 in my apartment yesterday because I was frying up some bacon to make a bacon, egg, and cheese. And I got so irrationally angry at them. I was having a bit of a bad day. Again, I was ill. I had plumbers come in and then they left my ceiling open and their stepladder in my living room and then a giant pipe in my shower for some reason. And then there's also just an errant plank of wood lying down. I don't know. I've had the strangest week. And they said they were coming back to pick it up. They have not come back. So the stuff is just in my apartment now. And then I was making a nice greasy meal to feel better. And here comes these flies trying to ruin my mood. And I got so upset. Oh my God.
I don't think it's irrational to get angry at flies. Even without all the other very valid things that you've just described, I think getting angry at them coming in and trying to share your meal with you is very valid in and of itself.
My meal with me is the thing, because once they've touched it, I can't have that anymore. That's no longer my meal. So I think that's what it was. But it was such an intense rage that I've not felt like at a thing like 2/100th of my size. I was just like, I need to lie down. And I did. And I lay down and ate my bacon, egg, and cheese. And I watched a YouTube video and I felt better. So
maybe it was the full moon and the sentient curse was trying.
I respect your skills. It's a skill I don't have. And I really respect it. But yes, looping back to
on the topic of full moons.
Spin-off episode ends. Email us at animalattackpod@gmail.com. Tweet us at animattackpod. That's at ANIM attackpod. Cheers.